This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Wednesday morning. Again, I'm off my medication. I think it's always better. The less crap you put in your system, the better off you are. And I want to let everybody know, once again, I am a candidate for state representative in the 114th Legislative District for this great state of Illinois. I'll be fighting in the general election a lady, and I guess she's a lady from East St. Louis, LaToya Greenwood. And I want to let everyone know, LaToya Greenwood, she's going to be out, I'm sure, talking about all the good she's done, bringing parks back, giving him twice as much money, screwing up the city of East St. Louis. I know she's going to talk about her dad, what a great job he's done at School District 189, where they have the lowest test scores of anybody probably in the state of Illinois. And I feel for the proud black community in East St. Louis, because these rotten bastards, not the proud blacks in East St. Louis, but the plantation Negroes, the Powells, the Greenwoods, they want everything and are not willing to give anything back. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make, what you see with Bob Romanik is what you get. I'm not going to change the way I talk, the way I act, what I say, what I do for a vote. Then I'd be a total hypocrite. And I'm not going to be that. People told me, I was in a meeting last night, Bob, you're doing good, but slow it down a little bit. Don't talk as much. Don't insult people as much. I said, well, if I don't do that, then it's not me. And I'm going to be me because, see, like I've said and I'll continue to say, I'm not going to let one mistake define my life, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let a state representative title define my life. I don't have to be state representative. I don't have to be anything. I know who I am. I get up in the morning, I look in the mirror, and I've done good for people. I don't have to explain myself. Now I'll have to explain what I'm going to do in Springfield to my bosses of the 114th Legislative District. But that's all. That's all the people that are owed an explanation from me. So for anybody to think that I'm going to slow down, that I'm going to not be Bob Romanik and try to be politically correct, you guys are crazy. But I would say, please, anybody that's running with us on the Republican ticket, and we're part of the Republican ticket, we're the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, uniting men, women, black, white, Democrats, Republicans, to get rid of this culture of corruption in St. Clair County. If the Republicans had been in office for 40 years, we'd be getting rid of the Republican culture of corruption. But it's not. It's these rotten bastard Democrats, but it is what it is. So I'm not going to change what I do, how I look. Well, I like to change how I look, but I can't do that. But I'm going to say what I feel, because this is America, people, and you've got every right. Don't let somebody stymie you because they're a state representative or they're a congressman or they're the county board chairman or the leader of the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee, the culture of corruption, God Sprague. Don't let that Don't let that in itself intimidate you, because these bastards put their pants on just like we do, one leg at a time. And I'm tired. People saying, watch out, they're going to get you, Romanik. They're going to get you guys. They can come and get us right now. They haven't had a fight like this on their hands in the last 40 years. And here's the problem, people, especially in St. Clair County in our situation. If you let God Sprague, Patty Sprague, Mark Sweet Cakes Kern, you let these rotten bastards get elected one more term, that'll be it. This county will be destroyed because they're old enough. They want one more shot, and then they're going to ease out. They'll be 75, 80 years old. They'll have big pensions. Barra-Civic, he loses money by running for judge, but see, without him being Chief Judge John Red on the noodle like a pecker on the poodle, Barra-Civic, he's a nobody. Rick Stone, now he's not the coroner. He's retiring, so he'll just be Rick Stone. How pathetic is that you have to have a title? You have to have a title to identify, to be something in your own mind. No, you don't have to have a title. Well, yes, you do. You have to have the title of a decent human being. A decent human being. And we all start out with that title until we do things that are not decent, until we hurt people, until we don't help people. But to have a title, and that's what these rotten bastards, that's their life. Their life is the title, and that's what they identify with. And what a shame these low-life bastards have to do that. But, hey, that's the way it is. Feel free to call. We are America's voice of freedom. Definitely the Patriot. Call toll-free, 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. American Legion Post, 1937. Out of Belleville, having their paddle wheel meat raffles this Sunday at TR's Place, 4901 Concordia Church Road. Starts at noon this Sunday. Any information, you can call Commander Jim Farbus at 618-409-1212. Don't forget the third annual Veterans Day, New Year's Day poker run. It's a Veteran Tributes poker run. It'll be Friday, January the 1st. The American Legions of Albers, Beckemeyer, Breeze, Germantown, and New Baden present their third annual New Year's Day poker run. Proceeds to benefit the Veterans Tribute at Kaskaskia College. It's open to all vehicles. The shotgun start will be 11 a.m. from all of the above sponsoring legions. Ride will end at the Breeze Legion at 5 p.m. Cash prizes, attendance prizes. Hey, it'll be a great time. The radio station's going to participate, so you guys come out. I'll give some shirts away. We'll have a good time. I don't drink. I'm sure there'll be a little adult beverages going on, but that'll be celebrating your New Year's Eve on New Year's Day. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Bob Nettemeyer, 618-248-5602, or Terry Becker at 618-526-7302. The MABC, the Midgets Athletic Boosters Club. Well, I've been there, done that. Christmas tree, been there, done that. Don't forget, I talked with Charlie Meyer yesterday about Kara out in New Baden. Her daughter was raped and hurt real bad, and she's had a nervous breakdown, and they're trying to get some money to help get her a Hope for Kara canine dog, a service dog, and those dogs are very helpful. I know a few people that have them. They're not blind, but they need some psychological support, and they really do good. They're having a kind of rough time. So if you would go to Kara GoFundMe page, and that's at Hope for Kara with Service Canine. Hope for Kara, K-A-R-A, with Service Canine. And they'll tell the story, and they're trying to get some funds. So if you guys can help, please do. It'll be a great cause. I told you a couple days ago that I was out at the Kaskaskia River House. What a great group of people. New owners have taken over. And on December the 19th, they present the Gypsy Jones in concert with special guests Dirty Mike and the Boys and Jake Stencil. They'll be opening the show. It's a great night of music for all the loyal live music fans. So grab some friends and come on down to the river. That's at the Kaskaskia River House, December the 19th, presenting Gypsy Jones and the Boys, and they've got a lot of other great events. So if you guys can get out there, great time, great atmosphere. and most of all, a bunch of great people. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. You can go to our streaming at insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling. You can like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or our sister station for the best in the golden oldies, KZQZ 1430 AM. You can hear my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m. and also now broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night, Monday through Friday at the stroke of midnight. And I want to remind, I've had Tony, the cab driver from St. Louis, called again today. I know he works the midnight shift, so he's not listening. But we're working on improving the nighttime signal on 1430, so they shut it off after 5 o'clock to enhance the signal, and I think today will be finished. So just bear with us because, again, just like the highway, everybody's pissed when they got to go to one lane, but when they get the 3 lanes paved and open, then it's smooth sailing for everybody, and it was worth the wait, and it'll be worth our wait. So give us another day on 1430 nighttime signal, and we'll be booming loud and proud. On this date, what little happened? December the 16th, 1950. President Truman proclaimed a national state of emergency in order to fight communistic imperialism. On this date, December the 16th, 1960, George Harrison was deported from Germany for being too young to perform there. On this date, December the 16th, 1985, in New York City, I think they're related to the culture of corruption here in St. Clair County, Paul Castellano and Tom Belletti were shot dead by the orders of John Gotti, who assumed leadership of the Gambino crime family. There may be some of that in St. Clair County. Political corruption, of course. I don't think these guys are physically dangerous. I just think they're financially and morally dangerous. I'm talking about you, sweet cakes. And one day, I'll unload on you, sweet cakes, and tell everybody in this world how you got that nickname. And when I do, I think you'll be making a permanent trip out of town. That's what little happened on this date, December the 16th. Throughout all these years in our world's history. I want to, here's an email from Loretta Stahl. Loretta Stahl, Jeff Stahl, and Stan Sertak, they're the new owners of the Kaskaskia River House, and they thanked me for coming out. Had a great time at the Sip and Shop at Kaskaskia River House, and there's a lot of other events coming, and Loretta, Jeff, and Stan, we wish you the best. And I think if people go out, it's a what do they call it? A diamond in the rough out at the Kaskaskia River House. Great time, great atmosphere, and great people. So again, if you guys can make it out, please do. Dave Ohl, I want to thank you, buddy. Dave Ohl from Mascoutah. Dave says, Dave Ohl here. I want to support you in your run for representative in the 114th district, and Mascoutah, a lot of Mascoutah is in my district. Where can I get bumper stickers, yard signs, or anything you have that I can display and hand out? Thanks, Dave Ohl. No, Dave, thank you. Thanks for your support. A lot of great people. Danny Krause and everybody in Mascoutah, I want to thank you guys. Every time we get out there, they give us a great reception. And you can come by the radio station, Dave, and pick up any and all of the above. We're going to start hitting the election hard after the first of the year. Still a little bit too early, but we got to prepare. So David Ohl from Mascoutah, thank you very much. Melinda Cobb from Essex Junction, Vermont. She says, I've been listening to your station, love your show, got some books that will help you and your listeners, and they're going to send us some books. Says all proceeds will be given to veterans and animals. So Melinda Cobb, thank you very much from Vermont for listening. We've got a caller. Let's go ahead and take him. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hi, Bob. This is Scott. I'm over here in the 618. How's it going?
I'm doing fine, Scott. How about yourself?
I'm fine. I usually see you at the Caseyville Picnic or the St. Stephen's Hall or something. I'm from Caseyville.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I'd just like to tell you, a long time ago, you said that the new Memphis station had the best hot wings ever.
Right.
Well, I finally found my happy ass all the way down there.
And you were and your ass was happier when you left, I'll bet you.
It was. I had a full belly and it burned all the way home, but it's a good burn, Bob. And I just wanted to thank you for that recommendation because I'm hot wing aficionado, and so I'd like to thank you for that heads up.
Hey, Scott, did your belly burn or did your ass burn after that?
Maybe a little bit of the belly burn.
Hey, Scott, thanks a lot for the call, buddy. It's always nice talking with you. I got to tell you, and I don't eat chicken wings as much as I used to. I'm an old guy, try to stay healthy. But if you want to go out to New Memphis Station, there's a restaurant out there, great people, the best chicken wings. It's between Mascoutah and Oakville. Great time. Charlie Meyer and I we go out there, and great food, great people again. Hey, I got to tell you, I don't know what the hell's going on in Washington Park. And I got to preface this. I've talked with Mayor Rogers, and I think she's a nice lady. We had our problems, but I think she was back on track trying to do something for the community of Washington Park, a community where I was the chief of police, a community where I grew up, a community that is still has a lot of proud people living there. But I don't think they're too proud anymore. You got to go to the website on KMOX. And I talked about Herb Simmons, Herb the hemorrhoid, the guy that you can't really tell what he looks like because his head, his big, greasy, dyed black head is all up Mark Sweetcakes Kern's ass. Herbie's the one that puts on, oh, Mark Kern's a beautiful man. He gives presents to everybody, presents that were given to him to dole out to the proud black community, the less fortunate black community, and he acts like he's better than everybody, and he's somebody. Hey, Kern, kiss my ass. But anyway, Herb Simmons' son, Jason Simmons, was convicted of arson. For somehow everything was expunged, but we've got all the records, the KMOV, and you can get, if you didn't see it last night, you can go, they've got it on their website, KMOV.com, and you can go to convicted arsonist working for Washington Park Fire Department. Now, people, I broke that story about a month ago. This Jason Simmons, Herb Simmons' son, and Herb's the mayor of East Carondelet, and he's all... not qualified, but he's the head of the 911 because he kissed. See, that's, if you kiss somebody's ass up there in Belleville, you'll get a good job. They don't care if you're qualified. And this greasy Herbie the hemorrhoid Simmons is far from being qualified, but he hired his son after his son had the situation in Dupo, one town over. His son was the public safety director. That's over the police and fire department after he was convicted of arson. And he got his record expunged and something, and I personally don't know what all happened, but I know it was taken care of in St. Clair County. Your family can't get anything taken care of. My family can't. But anyway, this stupid chief, Charlie Schreiber, and what an idiot. Oh, and I got to tell you, Charlie Schreiber says, the chief, it was a mistake they made in the past. We feel they are no threat to the public. What do you mean? How do you know they're no threat? Chief Charlie Schreiber from the Washington Park Fire Department. He's been all around the different fire departments. He's a piece of political crap. Well, how can you guarantee the people of Washington Park that they're not a threat to the public? And that's okay. If an arsonist does burn something down, gets convicted, and it's hard to convict them, but apparently it was easy on this one. An arsonist gets convicted, that's fine. Don't ostracize him from the community. He may end up being a good person, but you don't put him, as Schreiber did, the chief. Jason Simmons is the captain on the fire department in Washington Park. Here's what it says. For the past couple of weeks, the Washington Park Fire Department has been busy putting out multiple fires. Is it maybe the new fire people there? Maybe they're playing both ends. I don't know. I'm just asking. But the department's chief is now answering questions about the past of some firefighters. Listen to this. Yes, I know both my deputy chief, second in command, and both my captains are convicted of arson. He knows it. He didn't say he didn't know it. He's going to find out and then fire him. It was a mistake they made in the past. We feel they're no threat. Who are we? Charlie Schreiber? Your ass needs to be fired, and I'm going to get into that ignorant son of a bitch in a minute. We know they're not going to set another fire or anything like that. How do we know that, Charlie Schreiber? How do we know that? Schreiber is aware of their past, but believe everyone deserves a second chance. And I believe that. Everyone deserves a second chance. But if except for a pedophile, but I'll use that analogy. And I hate pedophiles, and I think they shouldn't get a second chance. You ought to have their damn heads cut off if they screw with the poor child. But anyway, Here's a pedophile, just got out of jail, served his 20 years. I still think he's a no-good bum, but he deserves a second chance. Put him on as a laborer. Get him working in a foundry. Don't give him a job. Don't give him a job as a tutor for the kindergarten class. You know what I mean? And that's what this ignorant Charlie Schreiber, I don't think the mayor of Washington Park or their consultant, Ray Coleman, I think if these people knew about that, they would get rid of this chief and those firemen instantly. And I would hope that's going to happen. Charlie Schreiber is aware of their past, but believes everyone deserves a second chance. He's confident of their abilities as firefighters and isn't worried about his own reputation. What are you talking about, you idiot? You had no reputation before, but you sure have no reputation as a fire chief when you put arsonist on your fire department and make them second and third in command? Are you nuts? Just knowing their past, Chief Schreiber said, their experience as firefighters. This happened years ago. There's been no other suspicions of anything. How do we know that, Schreiber? And the chief says he hopes his own years of experience will end any concern the public may have about hiring 2 convicted arsonists. Do you mean your lack of experience? What the hell does your experience or lack of have to do with hiring 2 arsonists as your second and third in command? If I had any concerns that they were arrested for setting another fire, I would not have them. Well, hell no, they'd be in jail again, you idiot. Schreiber said he hasn't broken any laws, having the 2 convicted arsonists on the department. Now, I got to tell you, you can't make up a story like this. I thought it was bad when Herb Simmons hired his son, convicted of arson, as East Carondelet's public safety director. Do you understand, people? The head of the fire and police department in East Carondelet. But see, Herb Simmons don't care because apparently he's got special dispensation from God Sprague. I say apparently from God Sprague and Mark Sweetcakes Kern. You couldn't get away with that. I certainly couldn't get away with that. And here's the same Democratic Party. When I run, it's going to be Romanik's the felon. Well, they're hiring felons. Herbie Simmons' son. Herb works for Kern. What's Kern saying? We don't want his vote? No, these hypocritical son of a bitches come election time, and we'll remind them at that time. But here's, I think, the most egregious part. Here's Schreiber says this Jason Simmons and this other guy, we're going to get his name, are decent guys. They're okay. But to come to find out that Charlie Schreiber, the fire chief, is also a police officer in East Carondelet. And guess who's the mayor of East Carondelet? Herbie the Hemorrhoid. Herbie. And I gotta tell you something. I think we're going to bring the Guinness Book of World Records out because Herb Simmons has been having his greasy head up Kern's ass for the last 3 or 4 years until he got this $90,000 job. And I think Kern just give him that $90,000 do-nothing job that he's not qualified for so Kern could sit down comfortably, because now he couldn't in the past because Herb Simmons had his head all up Kern's ass. But I ask you, Herb Simmons, how the hell do you breathe? Your lungs must be full of crap. You little bitch boy. You're less than a man. But anyway, the chief says he hasn't broken any laws, and I beg to differ. I looked at the official misconduct for the state of Illinois, and I'm not an attorney by any means, and thank God I've got a bad enough reputation, and I don't mean that to my friends that are attorneys. But when someone commits official misconduct, when he receives, retains, or agrees to accept any property or personal advantage, what he is not authorized by law to accept. Now, do you think a normal fire chief from any reputable fire department would hire 2 arsonists? Or do you think, and I'm just asking, thinking out loud, do you think Mr. Schreiber maybe has been influenced, had a personal advantage because he works for Jason Simmons' daddy, Herbie the Hemorrhoid Simmons? He's got a commission. He's a police officer in East Carondelet. Do you see all the inbreeding that goes on with these no-count, rotten, good-for-nothing, son of a bitch and bastards? And people, we got to put a stop to this. I get arrested for allegedly stepping on somebody's property. Again, $150,000 of your money wasted by those bastards, and I beat the case in 3 minutes. State record. Jury's out 3 minutes. They want to hassle us, but they're going to be this atrocious and egregious. How egregious is this? To put two, not one, wait a minute, like those commercials. Hold on, you're not only going to get one convicted arsonist, we're going to bring two convicted arsonists and put them on the Washington Park Police Department. And I tell you what, that's not fair. That's not fair to the good people of Washington Park. You know, you say, Shriver, you may not have broken any laws, and I want to somewhat disagree with you because you did get a personal advantage. You wouldn't have hired that man if it wasn't Herbie the Hemorrhoid Simmons' son. You wouldn't have hired that man and disrespected everybody from the mayor on down in the Washington Park area. You would not disrespected them, I don't believe, if you weren't getting some personal gain. But even if you haven't broken any laws, and I personally think there's a question there. You've destroyed, you hear me, Chief Charlie Schreiber, you idiot, you piece of scum. I can't believe. And he's a white guy. He's a white guy. They talk about me. Here's a white guy destroying what little image is left in Washington Park. Those good people, the mayor and those people are trying to fight out of that image of being bad, being corrupt, being a bunch of idiots like it has been in the past. And for you, Charlie Schreiber, to disrespect all the good people of Washington Park. And I think Jason Simmons, who I think is working because I think you got a job from his daddy as a policeman, and that's the only place you're qualified to be a policeman in East Carondelet. All they do is arrest fishes out there. But I got to tell you, Charlie Schreiber, you bring a white guy in a black town and then totally disrespect the proud black community. And you hear me, Charlie? Personal advantage, because you weren't authorized. I think the mayor, and I think Ann Rogers is a decent person. I think Ray Coleman will do the right thing. I think after they find this out, they will terminate Charlie Schreiber, the chief, and the two convicted arsonists. And I'm a felon, and I do deserve a second chance, as we all do. Those guys deserve a second chance. But go to a factory. You know, go someplace that doesn't have anything to do with the crime that you committed. And even more than that, you're the second and third in command. Only in St. Clair County, only in Democratic politics can that happen. So if anybody's got a take on that, don't hesitate to give me a call. Toll free, 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. And Charlie Schreiber, always got a line open, always for the people that I talk about. So give me a call. You talk with Channel 4. You're going to be talking to the newspaper. And this Spencer Nicholson, I'm sure he didn't know about your experience as the police officer in the town of East Carondelet. And I don't know if that had anything to do with it, Charlie, but I think we're going to be finding out. So, Charlie, you want to give me a call? Anybody from Washington Park or any area, can you believe that Charlie Schreiber, the chief, would allow this to happen, would disrespect the proud black community in Washington Park and shove some convicted felons? I don't know if the other guy's white. Shoves at least one white convicted felon, Herbie the Hemorrhoid Simmons' son, shove them down the good people's throat. How come he's not a fireman in East Carondelet? He may be a fireman in East Carondelet. Chief Schreiber, totally disrespectful to the entire community of Washington Park. And I just hope the mayor and the city consultant understand what's going on and terminate you and the two arsonists. That's all I got to say about that. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about Rose Wilson in Belleville, that piece of political crap. You know, she's a political stooge and puppet for Eckerd and Kern. And you can sue me, Rose Wilson. I don't give a damn. We'll be back right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, your guardian of the First Amendment. America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, as you can hear most of the time. Other times I'm just nuts. America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. We had some callers. Nobody wanted to get on the air. Hey, maybe those guys, they got a lot of experience. Maybe they're setting the fires. And I don't know if that's a fact or not, but that'd be neat. You got firemen. They set the fires, and they're right there to put them out. Let them burn a little bit, because everybody likes to see the flames go up, like a weenie roast. But could be. But how egregious. Washington Park, not because of the mayor and the good people, they are now the laughing stock of St. Clair County. I'm surprised, and this may make national news. People follow me nationally, and they kind of check me out, make sure what I'm saying is I can say it. So I think this is going to get some national recognition, and that's what Washington Park needs, some more negative advertising, some more negative recognition. The good people of Washington Park, they need to have some stability out there, and there's no stability whenever you have the second and third in command on the fire department as convicted arsonists. No stability whatsoever. We talk about Shriver being a policeman in East Carondelet. People, get behind your professional police officers. Let's get rid of the bums with the badges. I saw in the news this morning a female officer and a male officer. It doesn't make any difference their gender, but it was female and male. Got out to stop a car. The guy gets out, hits the female police officer, gets back in his car. They drive off, and the police officers did not pursue that vehicle. And you know why? Because they knew if they got up with this guy, there was going to be some violence, some problems. And rather than them go through this crap, because a lot of people aren't backing our professional police officers, and I do 1,000%, and if it's not politically correct, and if it costs me votes, don't give a damn. We have to get behind. Let's get rid of the bums with the badges. But these police officers, and I wasn't there, and I can't think for them, but I guarantee you, if they were honest, they didn't want to have a chase, have to hurt one of them, have to shoot one of them, so the police officer gets hit in the face, or gets hit in the shoulder, and lets the car go. You know what kind of message that sends? Policemen are afraid to do their job. They're afraid they're going to get in trouble for doing their job. And these bums, now they know, and I'm an ex-policeman, they know that these policemen are on the run. So they're going to get up in these policemen's face. They're going to hit them. They're going to do everything because they know these policemen don't want a confrontation. But sometime there has to be confrontations. And I just think that it's a shame that we as a proud community, as a decent community, won't get behind. Hey, there'll be 50 million people protesting when some son of a bitch over in Ferguson gets killed for trying to come after a policeman. They weren't rallying for the policeman who didn't get indicted after the feds looked at him. They rallied for the crap bomb. Michael Brown, I'll give you his name. You know I'm not afraid. Where were all the policemen supporting Darren Wilson, the police officer who did the right thing, protected himself, protected the community? See, we got to get over that, people, because these police officers are human beings. The bad ones, the bums with badges, let's get rid of. And you hear what I say, these professional police officers are trained. They're professional police officers. They're not professional robots. They're human beings. We all make mistakes. But unless it's an egregious mistake, a deliberate criminal mistake, we got to stick by our police departments, because if not, there's going to be nobody to protect us and our families. And I saw that on the news, and I thought, I know why they didn't do it. They didn't want a confrontation. So next time somebody beats the hell out of somebody, policemen won't follow them because they know it'll be a dangerous situation. Then the guy will rob a bank, and the policeman say, no, he's desperate. It'll be a dangerous situation. We won't follow him. Then they'll kill somebody, and the policeman will say, man, he killed somebody. He don't care about losing his life. And if I kill a killer, there's going to be a protest, not against the killer, but against me. So, hell, we might as well just get all the policemen off the street if that's what we're going to do. And speaking of that, I had a friend of mine tell me, he says, Bob, you got all these bums with badges. What about the rats in the robes up at the courthouse? And I say, you're right. They are rats with robes up at the courthouse. John Red on a noodle like a pecker on a poodle, Bear Civic, Shecky, Judge Lachine, and Bob Hader. These guys are circumventing the Illinois Constitution. It says that you will run for retention. Now, if it wasn't meant to be in there, why the hell did our legislative branch, why did they put it there? It's not the Illinois State Constitution smorgasbord. It's not the Illinois State Constitution buffet. Are you nuts? You go to buffet, you pick and choose what you want. This is our state constitution. You don't go to the constitutional buffet and pick what laws you want to abide by, what laws you want to break. Are you guys crazy? And these are judges. They put their hand on the Bible when they were elected the last time, or they were appointed the last time. Swear to uphold the laws of the United States of America Constitution, and also swear to uphold the Illinois State Constitution and their laws. And these three have violated that. They've taken the Constitution and tore it up. I just hope someone, if I'm filing JIB complaints, that's Judicial Inquiry Board complaints on all of them, probably Friday, and you'll hear about it, and I'll read them off. Dallas Cook is fighting them hard in Springfield, and I hear there's going to be a lawsuit. And I've been told by a constitutional scholar friend of mine from Springfield that if it makes it through the court system, these guys will be thrown off the ballot. But you know what they do? They want to cost everybody money. But see, we've got some money, you rotten bastards. You can't beat us down. You tried to beat me down for 3.5 years, and all you did was cost the good, hardworking taxpayers of St. Clair County $150,000 to show that you were wrong, to show that you guys aren't big shots, to show that you guys are pieces of crap. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what we let these son of a bitches get away with. Carl Officer just walked in, and we're going to talk to him right after the break, so stick around. You'll have some intelligent conversation after the break. But I got to say, Paula Sims, you know, that skanky, no-count, good-for-nothing, and I said I wouldn't use this term, but I have to, no-good bitch, serving a life sentence. She killed her 2 baby daughters in the 1980s. Now she's asking Governor Rauner for clemency. You know, Governor, I'm probably going to vote for you. If you even think about that, I promise you, I'll spend a whole lot of money to defeat you, because anybody that would do anything for this low-life piece of crap, and I want to apologize to the pieces of crap, because they're not as bad as this no-count. Now she's 56, and keeping her in jail would only be vengeful. Oh, my God, only be vengeful. Convicted in 1990, first-degree murder, and then pled out to another charge. Now listen to this, people. Listen to this. A fisherman found her 6-week-old daughter, Heather, in a trash can in 1989. Hey, cut that bitch's head off. What do you mean, clemency? Are you crazy? This no-count, good-for-nothing, less-than-human being killed her 6-week-old daughter, and put her in a trash can. You hear me? Not even a proper burial. Her other daughter was less than 2 weeks old when she died in 1986. And Simmons told investigators that both cases that a masked man stole the babies. And it did make national headlines. She's 56. And here's what she says. If she's released from Logan Correctional Center in Lincoln, she'll pursue work as a dog groomer. Are you nuts? I love animals. Keep your... Hey, I'm gonna petition to keep her. Let's put her through the electric chair. I'll pay for the electricity. And don't think this is going to piss people off. I know, and I'm running for... I don't want to... People, please don't remind me I'm running for election and I better say politically correct crap, because I'm not going to say politically correct crap here. And if I go to Springfield, it's going to be worse, because I'm going to hold every one of those son of a bitches' feet to the fire. But I gotta agree with Madison County State's Attorney Tom Gibbons that he opposes a petition and calls her arguments baseless. I say egregious. What do you mean baseless? There ain't no way you can base anything on what she did. She wants clemency, and she can go be a dog groomer. How the hell? If I was a governor and would do what I said, you couldn't be a dog groomer because you wouldn't have no arms to groom the dogs. You wouldn't have no legs to get to the groomer's place to groom the dogs with the arms you don't have. And then you would have no head, because I'd cut your damn head off and roll it down the courthouse steps. So then you couldn't see what dog you were cutting up. Unbelievable. Wants to be a dog groomer, and it's vengeful if we keep her in jail after she killed her babies and put one in a trash can. Vengeful my ass. Let's take a break. This crap pisses me off. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom. Do I have to keep saying Insane Broadcasting? You people know that I'm insane, but I'll keep saying it to remind you. Radical radio at its finest. And we are, as always, if nothing else, we're insane, but we're also proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Joining me, our good friend, the Honorable Mayor Carly Officer, the co-chair of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Mayor, how the hell you doing?
Good morning, Bob. I'm doing much better. I was under the weather the last couple of days.
And you know what, Mayor? I can tell you ain't looking. Well, never mind.
Thank you very much.
Hey, what's going on in your world, Mayor?
Well, I was on my way to the bank and taking care of some business with some of my clients this morning, listening to you as I normally do. And I just am appalled by this conversation that you had with your listeners about Washington Park. I just can't imagine Mayor Rogers knowing of this situation.
I don't think she did know. I
don't think she does either. I know her well enough to know that she's going to address this situation. I just cannot believe that any mayor would knowingly allow their chief of the fire department to hire two convicted arsonists to be the deputy chief and the captain in their fire department, let alone to even drive the water truck.
Yeah, around the fire, right.
Yeah, I mean, when you've been convicted of arson, the last job you should have is that of a firefighter.
Yeah. Well, they deserve a second chance, and I agree.
But not as a firefighter.
No, you're right.
I mean, if you've been convicted, I think I heard you mention we're a pedophile, I don't believe they're going to hire you to be a kindergarten teacher or a school crossing guard, for that matter.
You're right.
You have to be very, very careful about whom you put in certain positions of responsibility, particularly in the public interest and the public trust. But to me, that was incredible. But then I sat here with you long enough, if I listened to your program, the lady asking for clemency, after murdering her children and putting one in a trash can so she can get out of jail and be a groomer. I know you couldn't make this kind of stuff up.
No, you can't.
You just really can't make this kind of stuff up. But it does lend us to, and I hate to use it for advantage, but this is one of the reasons that the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition exists. Because these things will be swept under the rug. These things would happen continuously if this culture of corruption continues to operate year in and year out, day in and day out. You and I are old enough. We've seen what this machine politics has done.
And destroyed what it's destroyed.
Oh, it's just incredible. And I venture to say if there wasn't a Bruce Rauner in Springfield, there would have been enough money passed by some Democratic operatives through some lawyers and
lobbyists, maybe.
And it's one and the same. And this lady
would probably be out.
Would be looking and walking the streets. But at the end of the day, I'm very proud of what Roger and the other members of the coalition have been able to effectuate during this process. We had to be very diligent by getting our petitions and things of that nature. We've withstood the challenges. And now we're really asking people to enjoy their holidays, to enjoy their families as the beginning of the year unfolds.
Yeah.
We'll be very serious about getting out, working our precincts, getting ourselves organized, because this is not going to be an easy fight. This is going to be a slugfest, and we're going to have to fight tooth and nail, precinct by precinct, block by block, because these people will not give up this power. They will not give up their corruptive ways.
We've got to take it.
Oh, there's no question about it.
Hey, Mayor, real quick. Again, congratulations. You are on the ballot for coroner of St. Clair County. You're on the Republican ballot. But again, the St. Clair County Coalition's philosophy is uniting Democrats, Republicans, and independents to fight this culture of corruption. How can, and if you'd like them to get a hold of you through the radio station, because I know you're running, but I've talked to people who want to get your bumper stickers, want to get involved in your campaign. How can people do that?
Well, right now, they can always call me at my home. I never hide out. My home number is 618-875-7861.
Give that again.
618-875-7861. Now, I'm not really fancy. I have an answering machine at my house. So I don't have call waiting and all that kind of mess, because I don't believe in all that. I mean, if I'm there, I will talk to you. If not, leave a message. I'll call you back.
Because right after the holidays, the first of the year, everybody's coming off strong, and I've had a lot of people, hey, I want to get some of Carl's bumper stickers. I want to get involved in the Freedom Coalition. And you're going to be spearheading it, I think, down in East St. Louis, because the people know what you've done for the community. And they ask me, they say, Carl Officer, he was a hell of a good mayor, but one time I said, hey, Carl Officer is a religious man. He's not God. We've all made a few mistakes in life. Yeah. But I said, but for Carl Officer, and I'll say this, Mayor, you're my friend, and that'll be the disclaimer, but for what few things I think you've done wrong, you've done 20 times as good. So I think you're by far not the best candidate for coroner, the best candidate for any position you want to run for.
Well, I appreciate it. Very kind of it. But I'm very excited about the coalition. We have a good coalition of men and women who are ready to move forward to help free this county.
Okay, Mayor, listen, we got to go. Run out of time. Mayor Carl Lee Officer, candidate for coroner, St. Clair County, probably the most qualified candidate that St. Clair County has ever had. We wish you the best, and congratulations on the strong support that the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition is putting together for everybody in St. Clair County. We got to go. We'll be back. Hey, bring your marshmallows out to Washington Park, because there may be another marshmallow roast. Compliments of maybe the Washington Park Fire Department. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are proud to be the Patriot. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Got to go, out of time. Just remember, together, people, black, white, men, women, Democrats, Republicans, Martians if they want to come down, because hell, they'll vote 4 or 5 dead people in East St. Louis. Let's vote a couple Martians above the hill. We want the Martian vote. The Martians are endorsing Bob Romanik for state representative. I want to thank every Martian out there. But remember, together, we can continue to unite, to expose, and at the end of today and every day, do what we'd like to do. No, not take a hot blonde out. Destroy this evil democratic culture of corruption that we call the St. Clair County Democratic Organization. Destroy them. Politically, of course. Right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and all-American station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.